limiting processed meats like bacon because they're high in sodium and saturated fat, which can contribute to poor heart health. So you just lied.
Yeah. But let's talk about let's go back to your point though.
I lied.
Let's go back to your point though, right?
Yeah.
So what other decisions
Let's just not even think about that one.
Wait, so where's your source saying that gender identity is a decision?
what other decisions would you let your 4-year-old
It's not
make?
a decision.
What is
Exactly.
it?
Yeah, there's evidence of brain structure differences that we see in transgender people, and also like prenatal conditions in the womb that exist in a mother's belly when a baby's developing that contribute to their gender identity. So like this is a biological process, and that you can't choose your gender identity; it just develops naturally.
Yeah, no, I disagree. And
Wait, we can't hear you. You're away from the app.
yeah, I said, where's your sources on that? Cite your sources.
Oh, absolutely. Fuck. Oh, yeah. No, actually, my link, it's in my link tree. You can check out the Human Brain Mosaic that talks of sex beyond the genitalia. That talks about it. Then there's also a plethora of other resources that indicate that gender identity is not a choice in my bio. So
define the trans. I mean, so. Because, there's different, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's different things, right? There's people who actually remove their genitalia or change their genitalia, and then there's people that just identify as the opposite sex, right? Okay, so how far do you think a kid should be able to take?
Individualized care. So each child's going to have different needs.
So you agree with the kid, you agree with parents letting a kid surgically change their genitalia?
Oh, well, that's rare. I mean, would you like to know what actually happens in terms of surgery for transgender children?
Yeah, I would.
Oh, okay, absolutely. So this is from, hold on 1 second, Human Rights Campaign. Yep, here we go. All right.
The arms?
So, transgender and non-binary people typically do not have gender-affirming surgeries before the age of 18. In some rare exceptions, 16 or 17-year-olds have received gender-affirming surgeries in order to reduce the impacts of significant gender dysphoria, including anxiety, depression, and suicidality. However, this is limited to those for whom the surgery is deemed clinically necessary after discussions with both their parents and doctors, and who have been consistent and persistent in their gender identity for years, have been taking gender-affirming hormones for some time, who have undergone informed consent discussions and have approvals from both their parents and doctors, and who otherwise meet standards of care criteria such as those laid out by the WPATH, which is the World Professional Association for Transgender Health.
So you're basically saying, you said a lot, but so you're basically saying that there's parents that give their kids medication and then basically hormones and then allow them to kind of change. Is that what I'm getting? Is that a piece of what I'm getting?
Can you say that one more time?
And that parents, they come together with doctors and give their kids medication.
No, this was referencing surgeries. They sometimes deem it necessary to to provide this surgery if they meet all the criteria.
Right. And you guys think that is okay based on the studies and the peer reviews that they did as early as the age of 4?
In some rare circumstances, yeah.
Okay. And even though their brain isn't fully developed, it's okay, and because of what they experienced in the womb. And can you break down? I know you said check out the link in your link tree, right? So could you speak to more about the process of going through the womb that makes the that?
Yeah, you can check it out in my bio, but yeah, it talks about like certain hormonal washes. And like if there's a surge of testosterone in the womb, that's gonna cause the baby to have like a gender identity that's more aligned with the male sex. If there's the absence of a surge of testosterone, they're gonna more likely to have the stuff.
So okay, with this study, since you've done the research on it and you have it in your link tree, how long have they been doing this study? How many kids have they tested for this? How long has this study been around? Give me some more information on that.
Oh, you asked me like 80 different questions. What?
Yeah, which study are you talking about? There's one that's like, hold on.
Hold on. I'll ask it again. So you said it's in your link tree and you've done research on it. So with that being said, how long have they been doing the study, right? And I'll just ask too, how long have they been doing the study and how many kids have they tested to kind of go along with this theory? Because I mean, that's not only you have the whole.
It's not kids that they tested. It was adults.
So they tested the adults that were pregnant, right? Is what I'm getting from it. Is that correct?
You would have to read. These studies there are pages and pages of them. You'd have to read.
So, but I mean, you said it's in your link tree and you're speaking on it like you're informed. I mean, you cited it. That was the first thing that you mentioned. So
hold on.
You can't even go ahead.
Yeah. So there's a study with 90,000 trans people, 90,000, and it's from all ages, like from 4-year-old to like 90-year-old. And these studies have gone over like 60 years. We have huge studies that are indicating what Tweener is saying is 100% correct.
I guess my question would be, how do they know that these kids, so you're basically saying that, they go in and then they select random women that are pregnant and then they do these tests on them and then they say, okay, your levels are this kid is more likely to be trans. And are they telling the women that beforehand? Because I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but if a woman goes in and they say, oh, we did a test and it looks like there's a surge of testosterone in your baby. It looks like they're going to be more, it's a girl, but it's going to be more aligned to be a guy because of the surge of testosterone. Is that what you're pretty much saying?
No,
because I'm struggling to get like how are these women selected? How many of these women are white? How many of these women are black? What are the, I mean, it's kind of vague. I mean, I'm not.
Wait, hold on. Do you understand that 90,000 people is like a huge sample size? Like
okay.
we can get statistics from 100 trans people if we wanted to. 90,000?
Okay, I hear you, right? So how are they picking these women and how are they?
They're trans individuals from all walks of life, from all races.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That doesn't
90,000 people. Do you think that they're not all different? Are you okay?
No, I'm great. I mean, it just really doesn't make sense, honestly. That just random women, 90,000 random women that are pregnant. What are they searching? What are they?
It wasn't 90,000 pregnant women.
No.
What? Yeah, I'm missing the thing. What is it? You said 90,000 trans. So 90,000 people that are already trans, they were able to tell from birth that they were going to be trans. That's what you guys said initially, right? Okay, break it down to me. I missed the point because we were talking about women. We were talking about how they were pregnant and how, that's what we were talking about.
I'm so confused.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I was just laughing at the bee. The lady that was
the bee, she mentioned that we're talking about the gender kids changing at 4, kids being able to gender confirm at 4 years old. And then
because this is repeatable and this is testable. This is when we recognize that children, this is when children recognize their gender identity.
Okay, at 4, right? And then, but you mentioned that they have been able to tell stuff based on studies when they were in the womb, right?
There's just indication through some research has been done that there are prenatal conditions that exist that contribute to this process of a child and their gender identity and the development of their gender identity.
Okay. Now,
you don't find out these things like while you're pregnant. Like that's not the point.
Yeah.
And like
if that's the point.
Hold on. So really quick, as for an anecdotal experience here, just really quick, as someone who has a transgender child who's on like hormones, like they go to many different doctor's appointments and for different types of things, therapy, endocrinology, whatever. And at these places, we have to do questionnaires. I have to do questionnaires about my pregnancy, about the birth, like all kinds of things, because they're always collecting data to see if there's any type of correlation or causation on these types of things. It's going to be something that's going to continue to be studied, but that's how you come up with these things over time as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, it just my mind when I was 4, I can barely even remember when I was 4, right? I remember, I was in preschool when I was 4. I mean, and I'm sure a lot of people could probably say the same thing. I mean, we have certain memories of when we were 4.
Did you know you were a boy?
Yeah, I knew I was a boy.
Okay,
right?
yeah. So you knew your gender identity like when you were 4, which is what we're saying. Like kids will know their gender identity at that age. Sometimes it doesn't align with the sex assigned at birth, but they will know their gender identity. They'll know who they are.
But there's a lot of things that kids think they know as a kid, but they really have no clue about, right? It's not. You can't.
Know. You knew who you were at 4.
I didn't know who I was at 4 years old.
Did you know you were a boy?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, man, every kid, I'm not the same as every kid.
So you knew your gender identity.
Everybody is different, right? And so, and I know where you can take that, right? But everybody is different. So just because a kid says, "Hey, mommy, I think I'm a girl," like I have right now, I don't know. Do you have any kids?
Yeah, I do.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about the guy that's.
No, can you? You're muffled, by the way, guys. We can't really hear you.
Okay, my bad.
Mel was going to ask you a question.
Do you have any kids?
I forgot what it was now that you're
okay. So right now I have a 3-year-old he's getting ready to be 4. Every day he wakes up and he's in he has a different mood. He has a different mood swing. He doesn't really.
Oh, this is what I was going to say. Right.
Hold on. Can I finish? I mean, because every time you guys got something to say.
No, you can't. Still,
every time you guys have something to say, I gotta wait. But then when I say something,
41 years old, I
mean, and I wasn't even talking to you. I was talking to him.
You say points, and then I try to address your points, and then you start talking about something else.
I wasn't addressing you though. I wasn't talking to you. So
you're gonna talk to the panel too. Like we're all.
But yeah, but that's cool. But if I'm asking you a question in particular, she can wait.
Do you have a problem talking to women?
Nah, I got a problem talking with women. That's crazy.
Okay, so
that's crazy.
Why is it every time I talk to you like, I'm talking to Brandon?
To be honest, the way that you're combative right now, and the way that you just try to manipulate me talking to him shows that you are unfit to even have a kid. To let the kid decide their gender right now, honestly.
What?
To be honest.
You couldn't even have cut her off while she was asking you a question.
How did I cut her off when I was asking a question first?
Originally, that was the original thing.
Okay.
You cut her off.
Mel, mom, go ahead.
Not him proving the point with this misogyny. Holy fuck.
No, it has nothing to do with misogyny, though. It's just you as an individual.
No, it doesn't. Absolutely not.
I'm saying at 40s, I don't know myself still. Like, I don't know everything about myself.
Okay.
However, I still know I'm a woman. I knew I was a girl when I was a child. That hasn't changed. That's what we're talking about. People are making this gender identity thing like really complex, and it's not. We're talking about a child being able to recognize that they're a boy or a girl.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Are you a single mom, or is the father in their life?
No, I'm not a single mom. No.
So the kid's dad is in their life?
Yes.
And why does it matter?
I'm just curious. How do they feel about?
Wait, you're muted
single
again.
mom just making all those trans kids.
No, I'm just asking. It was a simple question. I'm not assuming anything, which is why I asked. If I was assuming anything, I would have said the dad isn't in their life.
That was a very leading question, though.
I mean, you could call it what you want. I just asked a simple question. How you interpreted it and how you took it, I can't.
Nick in the chat. W. Okay, I have to tell you, I was fine. Like, it was really fine with the bee talking, but the second someone said the bee's wings aren't even moving in the chat, I lost my shit.
That was the same. It was the same comment we were both dying over because just those little arms moving around.
Just your arm.
The bees, the wings are fine.
It's not the wings that are moving. It's just the arm. Okay, wait. I'm going to show everyone. Like, I literally.
It's the same thing I was dying over too.
I was fine until that comment came up. I was fine.
I got the same.
Oh, shit.
Oh my god.
I was literally crying, and then Tamir was just saying all these amazing facts, and just
I kept like trying to. I'm like,
I don't think I've ever laughed that hard.
Comment, the comment got me too. The same one. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Whatever the guest that was just here, someone said a galaxy. It is a galaxy to kick, everyone. It's a galaxy to kick. Also, please send all of my panelists some gifts too. Please show them a love as well. And WTF on the likes, everyone. We only have 8K. Let's get the likes up to like 15K if we could, please.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, again, send all the panelists all your money. Send them all your money. Yeah, it was a galaxy to kick. Hello.
Sorry,
Hello.
you said I didn't notice until you put her on the big screen and go. If you look at it now, it does kind of look like it's the wing.
How old are you, TMU?
42.
Why don't I see you on my other screen? That's weird. Okay, you say 42. What is your take on these topics?
I'm just going, first off, I just want to say I'm not against gay people. It's fine. I'm just saying everybody has something wrong with them. So being gay is fine.
I'm perfect. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I'm just going to say gay is wrong.
Wait, why?
So gay, everybody has something wrong with them. It's not like everybody has that. So now I'm just saying I'm not against them. So if we go, here's the question. If we go to the beginning of time and we were all gay, this is why gay would be wrong.
So are you saying infertile people are also wrong because they wouldn't be able to reproduce? Or people over 55 are all wrong because they wouldn't be able to reproduce? Or straight women are wrong because if there was 2 straight women at the beginning of time, they would not be able to reproduce? Do you see how we can't conflate facts like that to determine whether something's wrong?
So that's the answer?
Yes, that's my answer.
Yes.
That's my answer.
Okay, so being infertile is wrong.
Not according to us.
No, I don't think it is.
No.
Well,
I don't think we can classify something as wrong just because they can't naturally reproduce.
if we were all infertile at the beginning of time, then there wouldn't be
anybody else,
Exactly.
right? So are you against infertile people?
I never said I was against anybody at the beginning of.
You said
what I
gay
was
is
saying.
wrong.
Yeah, I said it's wrong. Never said I was against them.
Is it being infertile wrong?
Well, it's a situation. It's situational. Yeah, it's like wrong. Like wrong. It's an issue. It's an issue. It's not wrong. It's an issue. I don't know. I guess wrong is.
So your worldview isn't consistent then.
Okay, here's another question.
Okay.
What about, where are you guys on furry people? The furry people, you guys heard about those? Furries?
Like people that have a lot of hair on their body?
No. There's these people where supposedly they identify as
Yeah,
furries?
Furries are not in our community.
Okay,
Right.
good.
They don't
Okay, good.
identify as anything.
Okay. I figured they was part of the LGBTQ community.
There's straight furries.
Yeah.
Okay. No, well, there's probably straight trans too, isn't there?
Well, they're straight. Okay.
Straight trans people, yeah.
Yeah. there you
And
go.
there's also like straight and cisgender furries, right? Like you can be completely outside of the LGBTQ and be a furry.
Yeah, I was just saying, I just want to throw if they was part of it.
But yeah,
Nope.
trans people can be straight too. That's correct.
Okay, why? Okay, so then explain to me, why is being gay right?
I don't think it's right. I don't think it's wrong either. I think it's just amoral. I think it just exists in the middle. It would just here's what amoral is. It'd be like going into a forest, picking up a rock, and then just dropping the rock exactly where you found it. Like that wasn't wrong, and it wasn't right. It just happened. It's just same as being straight. Mel?
Right? Or
Yeah,
the same
so
like
the question is
left-handed
Lori's.
or right-handed. Like if you're left-handed or right-handed, is there something wrong? Like is it wrong to be left-handed or wrong to be right-handed?
No.
it's just a thing, right? It just exists. Part of who you are.
But let's say everybody was gay at the beginning of time, right?
No, we've already debunked this argument.
No, but watch this. Let's say everybody was gay, but there was women here, right?
said
There were
watch.
women here.
Just watch.
Watch this. So there were
Watch
women at the beginning of time, right? But everybody was gay. All the men were gay. But there were women that were existed too, right? Was it wrong for the gay man to try to procreate with women?
Well, is it consensual?
No, it's not consensual, but they're doing it for mankind.
Well, then obviously
that's wrong.
not okay.
Well, they're doing it because they have to procreate. Not that they want to, it's because they have to.
Christ.
Wait, hold on. If things were reversed and
We're talking
men,
about the beginning of time.
okay, fine, great, beginning of time. You personally, and another man existed, and in this world, two men could procreate, and the only way to reproduce, and the only way to populate the earth was two men having intercourse. Would you do it?
You have to, yeah. You have to.
You would do it?
You have to.
Damn.
I thought that was going to be a good one, Brandon.
Good for you, I guess. Like, all right.
All about
That's how
the
life goes. That's the
procreation.
plan. Yeah, you're gonna. If that's how it goes, yeah.
No, I see. I don't think it's our moral obligation to reproduce. I think if civilization ends, which everyone becomes, like, every animal species will eventually become extinct, just like the human race will eventually become extinct. It's not the worst thing in the world. It really isn't.
Yeah.
No, you're theorizing
better.
that humans will be extinct. That's not true.
No, we will.
No, that's a theory.
No, we will.
The way we're taking care of this planet right now.
The planet's been in a lot of situations.
Yeah, we're the only ones causing harm to the planet.
We're probably at the cleanest time
If we
we've been.
cease to exist, the planet would be so happy.
Do you think humans affect the climate?
So minimally.
Minimally.
Yes, minimally.
Really?
It's a wild take.
What the reason why is because if you read how the planet was made with the volcanoes and how much the volcanoes were producing carbon monoxide compared to what we was doing now, that was heavy pollution into the world. And that was before, like, humans were around.
No, hold on. That's not. No, that's not true. Volcanoes didn't. I don't think volcanoes produced pollution.
Yes, they did. They polluted the skies.
I'm gonna look that up because I don't know if that's true.
You couldn't breathe the air. You wasn't able to breathe air.
Sure.
But
Let
do
me
you
just
think
check.
that- Do you think that Democrats affect the weather?
Whatever. That's crazy. What do you think?
I was just seeing your stance.
Would you think Republicans affect weather?
Well, I just meant like creating hurricanes or some crazy shit.
Oh, you are right. Volcanoes do produce pollution into the air. It's not as much. It's not nearly as much as pollution that we produce yearly into the air.
So much, not now, but when the planet was, I guess, before when the continents were connected and before they separated, there was a
Sure.
lot of pollution that was.
I don't know how we would be able to even measure that if none of us were.
There's
Here.
some scientific studies on it, on how much carbon dioxide was produced by anyways, this is besides the point. We went.
Yeah, here's the thing, TMU. I don't think it's our moral obligation to reproduce. I think that here's the thing, if every single person right now, every single person on the planet reproduced, we would run out of resources, and we would then become extinct because we would all, like, literally starve because.
That's not true.
No, 100%.
That's not true.
No, if every single person right now on the planet
Enough
had a
people died.
child, we would run
Enough
out of
people
resources.
died. Enough people die so that other people could live.
No,
Enough people
you're
died.
not understanding. All the billions of people that we have, if every single person had a child, we would run out of resources.
That's not true.
No, I
That's
can
a
send you
myth, sorry.
I can send you the Harvard study that did this.
There's some people that believe in that. There's some people that did that. And then
I can
there's
tell you the
other scientists-
peer-reviewed study that says that this is what
And
would
then
happen.
there's also studies that say we have not enough people, and we are the only way that we are actually
We're
gonna lose
underpopulated. Give me
Yeah,
these
we're
studies.
underpopulated.
Give me these studies.
Well,
You
I'm
know
gonna
you
look them
made
up.
that up.
No, I did not.
Okay,
You don't have enough
source it.
people
I read it. I just can't on the top of my head. Actually,
on
Sorry.
Facebook. This is a Facebook thing.
there are very smart people that say we're underpopulated.
No, I've never
It started
heard that.
because China was
The
one of
only
the.
person who said this was Elon Musk. So, like,
No,
is that
really?
really information from Elon Musk?
Elon Musk was Elon Musk stupid?
Yes.
Yes.
No, guys, Elon Musk ain't stupid.
Yes.
So that is where you got it, right? Because he's literally the only person who has said that publicly.
Why would you say Elon Musk is stupid?
Can you respond to Sam? What Sam just said to you?
No, what did she say? I'm sorry, I skipped over what she said.
Well, we know he ignores like studies, because he could be
I said, is that where you got the information from? Was Elon Musk?
Yeah. Oh, yes, I did hear
Okay.
Elon Musk said that. Yes, I did.
Right.
Yes, I
So
have.
we can just
Very
go ahead and
smart
say that that's
person.
not true. Let's move on.
But okay, so
very
why is
smart
Elon Musk
person.
stupid?
Well, a very smart person said the opposite. His name is Brandon. So
Guilty.
What
yeah.
was the question? No, you said it wasn't a moral obligation for us to procreate.
Yeah, I don't think it's a moral obligation for us to be baby factories and pop out babies. I don't think it is. And in fact, like as we're getting further and further in the generations, we're realizing that's not our only purpose in life is just to be popping out all the babies.
When you get older,
and it's actually just really harmful to be teaching people that,
when you
especially
get older in age,
women.
I'm telling you right now, when you guys get older in age, you're going to realize actually it just might be our only reason for living is to procreate.
No.
As
Yes.
you get older, as somebody with children, as you get older, you start to
I
realize
have
that
children.
there is more to you than just your children.
There's more to us, but it's probably one of the biggest, most best feeling thing that we can do in our life. Our most.
It's one of the most stressful.
It's stressful, but so is having a large business. So is having a lot of money. Everything is stressful.
You can just quit having a large business, right? You can just quit that. You can't quit having children, or you shouldn't anyway.
Well,
you shouldn't just abandon your kids.
No, you don't abandon them, but by the time you're supposed to raise them, and by 20-year-old, you're supposed to raise them enough till when they do their own thing.
What if they can't?
Well, I'm actually in that situation. I have two special needs children, and they can't. They're not going to.
I just don't I don't understand the ideology that the only thing that can make us happy is to repopulate. Like, because first of all, what you're doing is you're invalidating people who are unable to have kids. And you're saying that you are not going to experience this because you don't have what I have. And also, you're invalidating people who are choosing careers or who are choosing, and again, people who do have kids, amazing. I love people who have kids. Go. You have my full support. But for you to say the only thing that can make a human happy is if they have kids is very invalidating to people who are unable to have children.
Yeah, or that just want to choose not to have children. Like, you should have that choice. And I think every single person, starting with a child, should be taught that they should have an option. It should be optional to have children. And you're not really taught that. We're taught that we are obligated, which is the opposite. And then, like what Brandon said, what happens is there could be a woman, a cisgender woman, for instance, who wants to have a child, feels obligated, right? So because she cannot, it's like a failure of a human being.
Adoption, I guess, is the next thing.
Adoption's a whole other fucking thing. People act like that's such a. There's a whole problem in that system. What is going on?
So that's about it. That was all the conversation. I guess that's it.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks for coming up.
Have a nice day. Bye.
What?
Cow? I don't know what that
I don't know. I don't know what the background noise was. I don't know if it was like a pet or something. I ever keep double tapping the screen. We're only at 9K. I'm gonna have to turn the comments off, everyone, because we have to get these likes way freaking up.
I remember being like young, and thinking that like I was supposed to be a mom.
Yeah, I mean, they tell us that, right? Like, from the time you're younger, they're like, you have to have kids. And if you say you don't even want them, like me, it's like, oh, when you get older, you'll change your mind.
Yeah.
Dave, how old are you?
18,
What year were you born?
2006.
What is your take on these topics?
Well, so the first one, if I'm kind of just gonna loosely address all of them, if that's okay, and then y'all can respond.
Well, I'd rather we go point by point and not.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So, I'm gonna start off with what he was talking about, the whole we're all meant to have kids thing. Personally, I'm a Christian, and I think that we are here to repopulate. We've learned since 7th grade science that every species has to do two things: survive and reproduce, because that's the only reason we can move on.
I don't have to reproduce.
But that's what they're meant to do. That's what we were born to. That's why we have what we have. You don't have to. We shouldn't force everyone to have kids, of course. That would be unmoral, 100%. And
So have you thought about, Dave, the fact that like, if you actually want to have children or not?
oh yes, I want to have kids. My reason for that is because no matter what I do, no matter if I'm a lawyer, no matter if I'm the richest person on the planet, no matter what, I'm only going to have that for a certain number of years, and then I'm going to die. And in my point of view, I'm going to go to heaven, and I'm going to have a great life. I'm going to have all this money. I can do whatever I want, and I might be happy. But once I'm gone, but my friends will remember me. But you can't. The biggest impact you can have on this earth is to have kids, because that's what the future is going to be.
That's not true.
It's so selfish.
How is that selfish? Because I'm taking obligation and making a kid for future generations,
The biggest impact someone can have on Earth. What about what if someone develops the cure for cancer?
Then they're probably going to get killed by the government. But that's a whole nother topic.
Oh my gosh! Conspiracy theorist much? You can't say that word on TikTok, by the way.
But I mean, nothing you do is going to leave a spot on Earth. So, and from where I'm coming from, if you have a kid, that is just making something that nothing else can make. I mean, it's just so. How do I say it?
So it's the greatest experience. What happens if your child is gay? Is it still the greatest experience?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that it's wrong being gay. I mean,
or trans.
Trans is a whole other topic, because personally I don't believe in gender. I think gender is just a personality. I do believe in sex, of course, because I mean, everyone. There's
Where did you hear that from?
You just don't believe in gender? What?
I think there's two sexes, infinite genders. I mean, if I can be a female.
Hi, Dave. Hello. Hi. Where did you get the argument that gender is a personality?
Because it says right here, the definition of gender is a cultural. Hold on, did I unclick off of it? My bad. The definition of gender is a society thing. I have it pulled up right now. Clicked off the tab.
What does that do with personality?
Especially either of the two sexes, male and female, especially when considered the reference to social and cultural differences rather than the biological ones. That's saying that gender is just a social trait and it's a personality trait. So
where does it say anything about personality?
Social, it's how you act. That's your personality, is how you act. I can act socially like a female, and it changes my gender. Gender is infinite. You can have any personality.
Hold on, you're leaving out a huge part of gender. Like you're saying a small section of what gender is. You have to understand the entire definition, like the biosocial, the biopsychosocial schema is what you're missing here.
No, I just kind of read the whole thing.
No,
right, and social doesn't mean personal.
It says right here, the definition of gender, the term is also used more broadly to denote a range of identities. An identity is a personality. That is the definition.
No, it's not. Look up the difference between personality and identity. They're different things.
Right.
It's the way you act.
Someone just made, someone, I don't know if it was Charlie Kirk, someone recently just made this personality argument.
Oh no.
And everyone just keeps repeating it.
That's what I'm saying. Like the last guy with the Elon Musk thing, it's like both of those videos like went viral, and now everybody is just saying the same talking points from those two people.
And that's where the personality one came from.
Yep.
No, that's what I genuinely believe.
I had never heard the personality argument until about a month ago, and I've been doing this for almost 2 years.
I just got into all this. This is my first debate I've ever had. But it says right here, the whole definition, I just read it. It's
always their first
identity.
one.
What?
There's so many people that are like, this is my first one.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, and the whole kids trans thing, I mean, I don't really care if my kid is like, oh, I'm a girl today, I'm gonna be a pretty princess. But I do think that medically we shouldn't just like teach kids that. Because I mean, I think let the kid be a kid, let him just do what he wants. There's no reason to make, I mean, yeah, you can medically do it.
You're saying so much misinformation like in such a short amount of time. Do you understand the difference between sex and gender?
Yes, I know. Gender is a personality. Sex is what you're born as. It's your chromosomes.
God.
No.
Yeah, no, your sex is what you're born as. It's either XX or XY or intersex, but that's a whole different topic.
What's XXY?
XXY?
Yeah.
That's probably,
What's
I think
what's
intersex.
what's XXX? What's XXXY?
You only have X and Y. And
There's 16 different sex chromosome variations. You have a very first grade basic understanding of the human biology, like human biology.
A male is XY and a female is XX.
Incorrect.
What?
There's 16 different sex chromosome variations. There's not just two. It's not just XY and XX. What's your chromosomes?
XY. I'm a male.
How do you know?
Because I'm a male. One is more dominant.
Incorrect. That's not how that works. Here's the thing, guest. You can have different sex chromosomes that you'll have no idea unless you're karyotyped, which I guarantee you weren't. You could be XXY, and you would have no idea. You could be XX. You would have no idea.
But one's more dominant. You still wait. Why? I'm so confused. You still haven't debunked my whole gender is a personality thing.
Yeah, no. Can you provide a scientific source that proves that?
Because the definition is social and cultural differences rather than biological ones. The term is also used more broadly to denote a range of identities. Okay, you don't want it from the Google definition, the actual definition. Let me get my Oxford dictionary.
Where's the word personality in that definition?
It's an identity or a social act. So it's the way you act. If the way you act,
I said provide a scientific source, like a peer-reviewed like study or source.
It's the definition. It tells you right here what it is. How are you going to disagree with a definition of a word?
Because you're not saying it.
Personality.
It's an identity in the way you act.
Where are you getting that means personality is what we're asking.
Because your personality is the way you act.
Where?
So if I'm like,
oh my God, are you not understanding like the question?
No, I'm not. I guess.
Yeah, you're correlating things that aren't. You're drawing lines and making facts that aren't there. You're like, well, this word is close to this word, so this means that this means this. That's not how that works.
The definition of personality is the combination of characteristics or qualities from the form of an individual distinctive character. And then gender is the reference to cultural and social differences, more broadly to denote a range of identities. So,
do you know what's funny? Hold on. You know what's funny between those two different definitions? You didn't say one word from each one. Like there's not a single word that defines one that's in the other definition.
Personality is your character, and then gender is your identity.
Right. Two different things.
Right.
It's still the way you act socially.
No.
Where are you getting that?
Because gender is socially, and then personality is your character, which
keep
is
missing the entire definition of gender, and you keep going to one thing that still doesn't mean personality.
How is the way you act socially and your character different?
So let's talk about. Are we talking about character versus personality? Is this what you're asking about?
No, we're saying character, your distinctive character, versus the way you act socially. And yeah.
So are you saying character's personality?
Yes, character, distinctive character, that's your personality. And then the way you act socially is your gender. Tell me how that's different.
The way you act socially is not your gender.
It's what it says right here. Reference to no. You're disagreeing with a definition. How?
You're not even understanding the definition.
Gender
Right,
is saying
that's not
it's
the
socially
definition.
and what? I'm so confused.
No.
You're leaving out key. Hold on, you're leaving out key components. You're leaving like gender and gender identity. Like the gender is part of it is a socially constructed, right? But you're leaving out all the other things that make gender the way that it is. That make gender what it is. This is what you're doing. You're taking key components out of gender, and you're saying, well, this is what it is. It's very simplistic. It's not simplistic. Gender. And you're saying, well, this is what it is.
I'm not saying it's simplistic. I'm saying it's not
no,
real.
not
It's
that.
infinite. Gender can be anything. It says right here, in languages such as Latin, Greek, Russian, and German, each of the classes, typically masculine, feminine, common, neuter. So it can be anything. Your gender can be anything.
Do you know what the difference is between your character, right? The mental and moral qualities that's distinctive to an individual. Mental and moral qualities, right?
Exactly. Is your
hold on?
gender is your mental quality.
Hold on. That doesn't say character. That doesn't say personality in that sentence. There's nothing that even points to personality in that sentence. Nothing.
Your mental character is definitely your personality.
No, it's not.
Where are you getting that from? Is what we are asking.
It's a
Where are you getting
synonym.
that from?
No, it's not.
Your mental character, the way you act mentally, is not your personality.
No, the
Gender
mental.
is a psychological trait. It says here, right here in the Merriam-Webster.
Stop. The moral qualities distinctive to an individual, like the qualities that one has, is the character, right?
Yes.
Your personality is not your character. It can be part of your character. It's not your character.
It is a mental kind of, I don't know how to say this, mental idea of yourself is personality. And it says right here it's a psychological trait.
Where are you seeing it's a psychological trait?
The Merriam-Webster dictionary.
What's a psychological trait?
Gender.
Okay, let me look up Merriam definition of gender.
Okay, while he's doing that, Dave, why don't you, instead of trying to look up sources to confirm what you already believe, confirmation bias, wouldn't you just learn about like the reality of what gender is?
Because I don't think it exists. I mean, I think you can be whatever you want. You can be.
So you could live as a woman for the rest of your life and be
If
fine.
I wanted to act like a female and I wanted to go and do
you
all
want-
these different things that females do.
No, I mean realistically, you could live as a woman for the rest of your life. Use the women's restroom. Have people call you she, her, call you ma'am, wear dresses, wear makeup every day, get your face beat, fucking all that shit. You can do that.
If I wanted to wear
If you
dresses
wanted
and
to.
wear makeup,
No, I
could
don't care
do
if you
it.
wanted to. If for the rest of your life you were forced to do that, could you do it?
Why would I want to be forced? Why would I be forced to do that? Where are you
Let's
getting
just
that
say
from?
let's just say you were. Could you do it?
Why would I ever be forced
Stop
to do that?
worrying about why. Could you do it?
What are you trying to prove?
It doesn't matter. Just engage. Could
If
you
someone
do it?
said, be a woman, act like a woman for the rest of your life,
Yeah,
and
could you
I'm
do
gonna
it?
like kill you, then yeah, of course I'm gonna do it. I mean,
No,
what?
I didn't say they were gonna kill you. I just said
Well, you
if
can't
you
be enforced. What's the
Are you
consequence
going to
if I
be
don't do it?
comfortable? Are you going to be comfortable doing that? Are you going to be like,
No, it's not what I believe for myself. It's not what I think I am.
Oh,
It's not my
wow.
personality. It's not who
maybe
I
that's
am.
not, it's not your personality, but maybe that's not your gender identity.
Right. It's not you.
What? I'm so confused. How does that prove
can't
anything?
be a
I
woman
literally said
because
if you
you're
wanted
not.
to act like a female, you could do it. But I don't want to, so why would I do
But
it?
nobody wants to. That's the thing. It's not a want.
If you wear a
You
dress
are
and
a
makeup,
man.
if you wear a dress and
Because you are a
makeup and
man,
say,
Dave, no, because you're a man, you cannot be a woman. That's the point.
are you talking about sex or gender?
So do you believe?
Gender.
Do you believe that you want to be a man? You're not
I
a man.
believe I
You
am
just
because my
want to-
personality is a
Okay.
man, and my psychological traits is a man, and my character is a man.
Identity.
I'm born a man.
Your gender identity is a
are-
man, not your personality. Stop with the personality shit.
I'm masculine. That's my gender. It says right here, gender is masculine, feminine, common, neuter. I'm masculine, so my gender is a dude, masculine.
No, because you can be a woman and be masculine.
Right. Or a man and be feminine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just said that. What are you just? I just said.
so
What y'all are
again,
saying. Y'all are saying. Oh, I can be a man. I can be a man. I can be a boy. And I'm saying the exact same thing. Yet you're disagreeing with me. I don't
No,
see where we're
because you
disagreeing.
just said yourself that no, it's not that you want to be a man, you are a man, correct?
Yes, because it's psychological.
Yes.
I said this 4 times.
Yeah.
Wow.
I said that 4 times. We did. So we don't disagree. But
You
that
said it didn't
psychological
even
does not change your
exist.
biological.
You said that
You said it doesn't
gender doesn't
exist.
even exist. Like, this is why it's so confusing.
I said you can be anything. Therefore, it doesn't exist. It shouldn't be as make it as important as it is.
What?
Why
You
would that
can
not be
have
important?
any favorite color, so that just doesn't exist. Huh?
What?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. What you
No,
just said.
because it says right here, it can be masculine, feminine, common, neuter. So basically, it can be there's a wide graph, or not graph, but a spectrum. That's what Neil deGrasse Tyson said. There's
that's
gender is a
gender
spectrum.
Expression. That's of your expression. That's how you express yourself. But that is not gender identity. It's a different thing. Because
Right.
you can have the gender identity of a woman and be masculine, or you can have the gender identity of a man and be feminine.
Huh?
Oh, Jesus
Yeah, you
Christ.
can be a different gender. You can be feminine as a man, and you can be a different gender, but it doesn't change that you're a
I
man.
didn't say you're a different gender. No, you are a man. You're a man. You know you're a man, but you're still feminine.
Yes, that's what I said. You can be feminine or masculine. You can be anything. You can act however you want to.
You're not
Right,
even
and that
getting-
doesn't define what your gender is.
Exactly.
Then what defines gender?
Oh my.
It says right here,
Oh my-
it's social and cultural
Okay,
differences.
I'm so over the right here it says, right there it says, can we
Well,
get off of
so y'all
that?
don't-
Because
I
you're
thought,
just
I thought
going
y'all's
into
whole thing was
this.
like sources and facts.
Yeah, gender. So here's the key difference. Ready? I want you to listen and not respond right away. Your gender is your inherent identity and social roles. All right, that's one distinction for gender. Personality encompasses a broader range of like individual traits and behaviors. That's the key
you're saying-
difference. That's the scope and the difference between the two.
So if let's say socially, I don't talk to a lot of people. Do I not have a shy personality?
No.
Do you not think it goes hand in hand?
No, hold on. So gender can be fluid, right? Gender
think gender can be
is something that
whatever
can be
you want.
fluid over
Yeah.
over cultures, correct?
What do you mean by cultures?
So back then, do you think gender looked different than like 100 years ago? Do you think the genders look different than it does today?
I think the role of quote unquote gender, yeah.
Sure. So across culture and time, right? Personality traits, they're more stable with that individual. That is not like gender roles can do this, right?
Wait, so you think men have the same personality now as they did when we were Native Americans, or when Native American time?
What?
Not Native American. Let me requote that. In Native American time, like back way then.
Indigenous people?
Yeah, it's same thing.
No, can you say indigenous people, please? And also, like, if my personality would still be the same back then, the gender role, however, would be different if I lived 100 years ago.
You think your personality right now, you would act the exact same if you were a hunter and gatherer?
I would have the same. I would still be inherently have the same internal makeup as I do now.
You don't know what a personality is, and it doesn't apply to this conversation.
I have the personality right here. I have the definition right here.
Stop it.
Please.
Do we not like
Please stop.
definitions?
No, I stopped reading the same thing and thinking you're making a point.
She's saying I don't know what a personality is, but I've read it like 4
It
times.
does not apply to this conversation. Gender identity has nothing to do with personalities.
I think if you want to act like a man, if you act like a man, if I want to act like a woman, I can say I'm a woman. I don't really care what people do. My point was, I don't care what people do. You can be whatever you want. If I want to say I'm a giraffe, I can be a giraffe. I don't really care.
You can't. That's not true.
Oh, whoa, no.
If I say I'm a giraffe, I'm not a giraffe.
Oh, but furries can act like furries, so that's where you're getting canceled.
Oh my God.
You can be whatever you want.
Why do
That's
y'all
what I'm
bring up
saying.
furries when you talk about our community?
Always.
Because what I'm trying to say is you can be whatever you want. Like, it doesn't matter.
Nope,
you can act however you want to be.
That's the point. You cannot just be whatever you want. If you say, if you can say you're a giraffe, if I say I'm a
It
giraffe,
was clearly
if I say I'm a giraffe, I'm obviously lying. I
rhetorical.
cannot be a giraffe. But that's the point. If I say I'm a woman, if I say I'm a woman, if I say I'm a man, I'm lying. I'm not a man. I am a woman.
So we agree. It's just you word it better, okay? We agree on that. We agree. I can say I'm whatever, but that doesn't change me. We agree on this. You can identify as a woman. You can identify as does it change you?
What do you mean it doesn't change you?
Like biologically, if right now I told you I was like, oh yeah, by the way, guys, I'm trans. I'm she, her now. That doesn't change.
No one ever
fall.
says their sex changes ever.
What? Yeah, exactly. That's what we're agreeing. We're agreeing.
No,
It's just y'all
no,
are picking
not.
parts of my argument and say I'm wrong, but we're agreeing.
No, we're not.
No.
How do we not agree? The fact that you can identify as whatever. How does that-
Maybe Isaac can help because I'm going to jump off of.
Painful.
Same. Please
Hell.
help.
Right. I want to start very basic. And Dave, since you got such a strong liking for dictionaries, I'll even operate under using dictionaries, okay? Because even when using the dictionaries, you're still not making much sense. So can we start from like square one? What is a woman,
I think
Dave?
a woman is someone that has XX chromosomes.
Oh my god.
And okay, well, there it is. Yeah, he doesn't even have it. No, this is not. Help.
Gotta go to the
Why
very
did we think of
beginning.
this a while ago?
Let's start from the very beginning.
Wait, you tell me what is a woman?
No, because you don't even know the difference between biological sex and gender. You think that gender doesn't exist because you can be whatever you want. Is that what you said?
I think gender, like Neil deGrasse Tyson said, it's on a spectrum, and you can say whatever you want, but it doesn't change you biologically, which we all agree on.
Yeah, great, cool. No one ever said that gender was going to be predicated solely on biology.
No, I didn't say it. Biology does not determine your gender.
Oh my god, Dave, here's the thing though. You don't choose your sex and you don't choose your gender. But the things that you're saying is implying that you don't choose your sex, but you choose your gender. It's not true.
I'm saying you can be whatever you want.
You can have
if you
a
want.
sex and a gender, but neither one is a choice or a decision.
I'm saying you can act however you want to.
We're not saying you can't act.
Wait.
Oh my god.
Acting has nothing to do with this, by the way. Acting has nothing to do with this. But I don't know what you're talking about. Acting.
You can
and
be
you keep bringing
and
that
do
up.
socially however you want to, even if it's masculine, feminine, woman, whatever. You can
Sure.
do and quote unquote be whatever you want to today.
Okay. Sure. I don't understand what it has to do with the conversation.
Because I don't know, she's pinpointing little things I say, and it's like, well, you're actually wrong.
Well, I mean, you are
agree.
you are wrong. Even while using the dictionaries, you have been wrong. And well, one, you continue to say that I don't believe that gender exists because you can be
It's a psychological
and do.
trait.
It's a psychological trait. It is a partly psychological. If you're talking about gender, if you're talking about gender identity, that is purely psychological. If you're talking about gender, it's partly psychological.
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, you didn't. You just said that it's a psychological
trait.
There's a difference. There's a difference between gender and gender identity. They're two different concepts.
Okay, sure. Yeah, again, it's
No.
agreeing,
Actually engage. No, because every time you get walked to a point, Dave, you're afraid of going further because you're afraid of what you might find. All right. We're going to go together, all right? I'm going to light the path, all right? If you need somebody to hold your hand, imagine like someone there with you, okay? Because I'm not going to volunteer to hold your hand. I don't know you like that. Anyways, all right, so we're going to go further down this line, and you're going to actually understand that if you're going to have this conversation, you would need to at least understand where other people are coming from. So, like I said, gender is partly psychological. Gender identity, say in response to that.
Isaac, you cut out a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know what. I can't hear you.
Where did I cut out?
You were saying something and then you just cut off like halfway through.
You said
Jesus.
gender
All right,
identity.
Yeah. So I said gender is partly psychological, and gender identity is going to be purely psychological. Okay. So when we're talking about gender identities, it's going to be the relationship between one biological sex and their mind. Gender is going to be grounded in several aspects, partly psychological, but are also partly biological and partly societal. That's why they're not the same thing.
Wait, you said gender identity is partly societal?
Gender identity is purely psychological. The psychological trait you keep referring to, that's gender identity. Whenever people recognize what their gender is, and they express that gender identity, whether or not they are male or female is irrelevant.
Okay, well, we all know I love my dictionary. So right here, an individual's self-conception as a man or woman or as a boy or girl. And then you see it. Hold on, let me see. Oh, between a man, boy, and woman, girl, as someone outside those categories altogether. So it's everything. So gender identity is everything.
No, I just told you. Oh my gosh. For someone who loves dictionaries, I don't think you know much about how words work or definitions specifically. Well, I told you I'll be operating under the dictionary since you like to use it so much. But I would think you should know that definitions are subjective. And I've already given you the definition of gender identity, which is going to be the relationship.
Wait, so you're saying gender identity has nothing to do with biological sex?
Gender identity is the relationship between one's biological sex and their mind.
Identity.
Gender identity, yes.
Okay. So, good. So I don't see where we're disagreeing. Is where it comes down to.
Well, where we're disagreeing is like the necessary conditions to make up a female person. That's where we're disagreeing, but we haven't gotten there yet.
Gender
I'm trying
identity.
to make sure. Yes.
Gender identity and individual self-conception. So it's you can self-say I'm a woman, I'm a dude, I'm a whatever. You can say you're whatever. It's their self-conception. I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't say self-conception, right?
It says self-conception. It doesn't matter what you say.
Where are you reading this from, and what definition are you reading?
Oxford Languages.
Of gender identity?
Yes.
Okay, great, cool. All right, like I said, we're essentially saying the same thing. We're just using different terminology. And Oxford Languages Dictionary. Right. An Oxford Languages Dictionary, by the way, if you go into I'm pretty sure they have a disclaimer in Oxford Languages Dictionary that they are a descriptive resource and not a prescriptive one. So this is what I was meaning earlier by definitions are subjective. But okay, we can continue. So this quote self-conception, even though that's not what it is, but whatever, of oneself in relation to the social categories observed in society. Yeah, that would be gender identity.
Yes. So I don't see where we're disagreeing. I think we're just both wording it differently because I'm saying what you're saying.
No, but you reject gender though. That's where we're disagreeing. You say that it doesn't exist because
it's a large array of personal senses. So you can do whatever your personality is your gender at that.
No, you keep saying personality and they don't have the same definition. I don't. Where are you asserting personality? I really want to know.
Gender identity is the personal sense of one's own gender. So it's
Right. So where is personality in that definition?
It's your character, and no,
it's not. If you want to say that gender identity is an like it affects or it impacts one's personality, I might be inclined to agree with you. Might, right? But it's not. The saying that they are the same thing is fallacious.
It's just psychologically in your mind. It's what you believe you are.
Gender identity is what you know you are in relation to your biological sex.
Yes.
Great.
It's what you think you are. And it's whatever, if you're masculine, feminine, it doesn't matter. It's whatever.
That's not gender identity.
It's not what you think.
Huh? Are we off track?
No, I was trying to make sure you understood
I'm willing to accept.
This train has gone off the tracks and into
I'm
the
willing
ocean.
to agree to disagree to move on to the actual prompt. I'm willing to say.
Wait, which prompt are we moving on to? Because if you don't have a basic, like that fundamental understanding of what we're talking about, some of these prompts you can't even engage in.
I just don't think, I can't really see what the white thing says, but I don't think we should teach kids about like trans things. I don't think we should.
You don't even know what trans is, so how can we? Why should we not? As a matter of fact, because you don't know what it is, we should teach it because obviously you got left behind.
I don't think we should teach kids things about.
It would have helped.
Like sex. I don't think we should teach kids about like anything.
You're against sex ed?
Say anything about that.
No, but there's books and libraries, children's books that talk about genitalia and stuff, and we shouldn't tell that to kids.
Books?
We should
Name the titles.
Talking points.
let's go here.
Name the titles.
How do you not? Okay, let's see.
Oh, here we go.
The Oxford definition says that the title of the book is.
I think Ron DeSantis, I think that's who it is, did a whole law to get rid of the books.
Hold on. Let's talk about Ron DeSantis, who believes in book burning, right? He believes in censorship in the school system. Who wrote the Don't Say Gay bill? Who also wrote SB 1580, which says that any medical professional can deny LGBTQ people on the basis of that religious, moral, or ethical viewpoints. This is all from Ron DeSantis. You're talking about the most transphobic and homophobic lawmaker in existence. So let's go to another lawmaker.
I mean, I'm not saying he's a great person, but I'm saying I don't think we should teach kids about all these things that adults are learning about.
What's the book? Here's the thing. There is no books, Dave. Do you know what you're seeing? You're seeing parents standing up in teachers' conferences and teachers' meetings and reading parts of books, and then the video shuts off. Hold on. Then the video shuts off, and people are in an uproar. I can't believe they're doing that. You don't get to see the school board saying that book isn't in our library. You don't get to see that.
Even books, TV shows, anything. I don't think it should be directed towards kids.
Oh, you don't want representation for a minority group. Got it.
I don't think we should teach kids about sex or anything like that. I think we should not infect kids. The reason we have so many people that are going down this rabbit hole is because at an early age they were introduced to stuff like pornography and others.
I wasn't.
What rabbit hole?
What rabbit hole are you talking about?
Kids that are introduced to pornography at an early age go in this downward spiral. It becomes an addiction and a disease to your brain. It's
Can you not say that word? Can you not say that word? Can you say cornography?
Yeah.
But I don't think we should give this gateway to pornography to kids.
It's a gateway now. It's a gateway to being LGBTQ.
No, that's not what I said. I didn't say anything about LGBTQ.
I knew you got that personality thing from a fucking video.
What? Why you're still on this personality thing?
No, I'm just saying the same thing you're doing right now. It's just another talking point that you don't understand.
No, I don't think that we should teach kids about pornography and people's bodies and genitalia.
We didn't say that. Does the background say let's teach kids about Ography.
Let kids be trans and teach kids about it. That's not what we should do.
Oh wow!
What?
Teaching
Oh, wow.
kids, hey,
Wait. So I want to be clear here, Dave. I want to be clear here. So people are trans because they watched pornography.
did I say that?
You implied it with the
No,
words
I
that
said
you
that
used.
we shouldn't teach things like
Yes, no.
and all these things to kids.
And then you were asked, how it would be a gateway to pornography, and you said, well, it says, or you said, no. Actually, what you said was, I don't think we should be teaching them pornography. And then we said, right, Mel responded to you and said, that's not what's on the background. And you said, well, what is on the background is let kids be trans, right? So
And we
the
will teach
natural conclusion of your words is that you think that anyone who is trans is going to be so because of pornography.
You're
So I'm
drawing
asking
lines.
for clarification.
Not what I said.
Do you believe that people are trans because of pornography?
I think they're trans because of gender dysphoria, but that's,
Okay. Do you know what gender dysphoria is? I have to check your understanding every time you introduce a new term. What is gender dysphoria?
it is in your mind you think you are a different.
That you're already wrong. You're already
Incorrect.
wrong.
Where's the dictionary?
You're already
Pull
wrong.
up that old dictionary.
Right now.
Oh my gosh. Gracious.
Pull up that dictionary, Dave.
Don't worry, I got you.
Look
The
up
condition
gender
of feeling one's
dysphoria.
emotional and psychological identity to be various with one's birth sex. So I thinking you are a different gender.
Read
That's
that
exactly what I
again.
said.
What?
The
No.
condition of feeling one's emotional and psychological identity to be variant with one's birth sex. So thinking you are a different gender than what you were born as.
You're wrong. What?
No,
Hold on. What definition are you reading?
Get that? Yeah.
Now, right here on.
On.
You just read it.
Oh, you're gonna be a fan of this one. Tim
I'm waiting.
Walt's Mayo Clinic. I'm pretty sure he likes Mayo Clinics. I don't know what a Mayo Clinic is, but it says Mayo Clinic.
Who?
What?
Yeah,
Waltz.
no, I'm looking at Mayo Clinic right now, and what you read is not what I'm seeing.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Oh no, this is Oxford Languages. Mayo Clinic is gender dysphoria is the feeling of discomfort or distress that might occur in people whose gender identity differs from their sex. So the same
There you
thing.
go.
worded different.
No, that's
No,
not the
you
same
have
thing
to
at
stop
all.
this. No. Like, actually, because what you continue to do is equivocate, and it's actually starting to get on my nerves. Because you continue to say, oh, these are the same thing. No, they're not. Words are important. All right? Words and the concepts that they convey are important. So when you continue to try to conflate concepts by saying, oh, these two words, while they have two different definitions, are basically the same thing. No, they aren't.
No.
So
Stop
you're saying if
drawing
someone
lines.
says-
Stop
if
drawing
you're
lines. There's
saying-
no lines.
Hold on. If you're saying someone, oh, I was meant to born a woman, I should have been a woman, they're feeling discomfort because of their emotional and psychological identity.
Hold on. Number one, you do not have to have gender dysphoria to be trans. That's number one, right?
I mean, if you think that you should be a different thing than you were born as, then that's gender dysphoria.
Hold on. Gender dysphoria is an extreme stress-based disorder. It's an extreme stress-based disorder. Not every trans individual is diagnosed with gender dysphoria.
Yeah, you don't have to be diagnosed.
You don't have to have it to be trans.
I can have ADHD and not be diagnosed. That means I don't have ADHD.
No, we're not saying it's undiagnosed.
Right.
They
We
just
just
don't have
said.
the symptoms. They don't experience those symptoms. They don't
Okay,
have
so
that
you're saying that you're saying trans people don't have the condition of feeling one's emotional and psychological identity to be variant from
They don't
with
have
its
the
sex?
You're
They
reading the
don't-
wrong definition again. Like, what are you doing?
How is Oxford
Right.
Languages the wrong definition?
That is not okay. You're being transgender and having gender dysphoria are separate things.
One leads to the other.
No, it's
Modern
not.
No,
day
they
schizophrenia.
don't.
Nope, you're
So
wrong.
you're thinking if someone, let's say, dude had schizophrenia, he's saying in my head, oh well, the voices in my head are telling me I should put some bleach in my mouth. If people said, oh yeah, you're right, I support that, that would be wrong. So why is someone feeling, oh, I should cut my pee-pee off? Why is that supported?
You're
That
so
also
bad
is
at this.
not happening. It's not
Holy
happening, by the way.
shit.
It is nowadays. It is way too idolized to do that. It's became a norm, and I think God made you what you should be, and you're made in his image.
there
Yep,
it
there it
is.
is.
There it is.
You're made in an image.
There
from a
it
It only
divine-
took 30 minutes to get there.
You're made from a divine creature. Oh, why? You're made perfectly.
Yes, I know. Sorry.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty good singing. You should be in like a choir.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That
you
was-
should like do that professionally.
I should,
or
like,
You
something.
should like sing
professional singer.
professionally, Brandon.
I'll think about it. I'll think about it.
Okay.
Again, I don't think being trans or whatever, I think you can do whatever you want. I think everyone has their personal freedom, whatever. Medically, I don't think you should be able to do it to kids. But I mean,
What is
disagree.
Jesus?
I heard. I think
Wait,
Mel
wait,
Mom
hold
said
on.
that, or someone.
What does Jesus say about trans people?
I think he says, "I made you in my image of how you should be, and I have a
Great.
plan for you."
Trans people are made in his image. I'm following.
No, when you're
Yeah, when
trans,
you're
you're saying,
done.
I know what I should have been. That's saying that you're putting yourself technically above what God made you to be. So if I said, oh, this is the answer for the test, and you go, no.
So
This
you're
answers-
against surgeries, and you're against all surgeries that people have that
No, I think
take things out of their body, put things in their
I'm
body.
against kids having surgeries. That's where
Also,
I'm
okay,
against kids having trans
They're not
surgeries.
having surgeries. They're not having surgeries.
They're
so
not.
That's so great. That's so great. So you don't have anything to worry about. Also, could you like quote that verse for us specifically where it says Jesus said this? Like, do you mind? Because I don't remember Jesus saying those words exactly. But like, I might be wrong. You know, I haven't read the Bible in a while.
He didn't. He also didn't say the word trans. He didn't even make any
say he said the word
indications
trans.
of trans people.
Okay, Genesis 1:27. So God created man.
I'm asking.
in his
Hold
image.
on, Dave. Specifically, I'm asking, what did Jesus say about trans people?
Did I say Jesus said it?
Yes, you did.
Yes.
I said we were made in the image of God. No, I said Jesus.
Well, Brandon asked you, what did Jesus say about?
Did I
Trans people.
say Jesus said that, or did I say God said it?
You said
Well,
Jesus said
you
that.
did because you answered the question.
Jesus, if you want to be correct with it, Jesus is God. So I mean, technically, I'm still right. But you know, it's a holy trinity. I mean, Jesus is God.
You know,
so
Dave,
you're not proving me
I
wrong.
remember when I was 18, I thought I was always right.
I mean, so God created man in His own image. So I mean, then God said, "Let's make man in our image."
Yeah,
and
your,
then
your God also condones slavery and ethnic cleansing and grape and taking virgin girls as spoils of war. Yeah, your God's great.
can you provide a verse on that?
Which
Seven.
claim?
Oh, I just had to provide a verse. You provide a verse
Which claim?
about him thinking rape is okay or grape.
Sure. You don't want the ones about
And the context of it, not
you don't
just
want
the quote,
you don't want the ones about
context.
slavery, or
No, because
okay.
he said everyone's made equal in His image. So I mean, everyone is equal when it comes to God. So I don't think
that's okay when God
people-
God says you can own someone and beat the shit out of them. That's okay.
You're saying God, like God, not people that you said
Yeah,
what
God.
God said. God said, "Oh yeah, you can own people and treat them terribly."
Let me read your verse so you can misconstrue it
and the
pull up
context
your
of it,
dictionary.
not just the verse.
Sure. So this is God talking to Moses to tell the Israelites this, right? This is in Leviticus 25, 44 through 46. God says, your male and female. What?
Yeah, I had another thing with people saying it was racist to indigenous people.
Your male and female slaves are to come from the nations around you. From them you may buy slaves. You may also buy from them some temporary residents living among you, members of your clans born in your country. They will become your property. You can bequeath them to your children as inherited property, and you can make them slaves for life. But you must not rule over your fellow Israelites ruthlessly. And then in Exodus 21:20, he says how to beat them. When a man strikes his slave, male or female, with a rod, and the slave unalives, under his hand he shall be avenged. But if the slave survives a day or two, he is not to be avenged, because the slave is his money. This is God talking both times, by the way.
Is it God or is it someone relaying what God said?
God. This is God.
It's God.
God.
And wait, which testament?
Old Testament?
Old Testament. Okay. Sure. So then why did he go back on his word and say everyone is equal to me?
He never went back on his word.
Yeah.
In the New Testament, he doubled down and said, slaves, obey your masters. Bye, Mel.
Sure. I don't see how that all make sense because if he was thinking people are under people and there's rankings, then why would he say everyone is welcome into my kingdom and everyone is
Yeah, I don't know why your God would
love
condone
your neighbor.
slavery. Yeah, that's crazy. And then in Numbers, he said, let's see, in Numbers, he said to Numbers 31, 17 through 18, he talks about the ethnic cleansing of the Amalekites. He said for the Israelites to go in and unalive all of them, all their cattle, the men, infants, boys, pregnant women, and then said after that, take the virgin girls as spoils of war for yourselves.
So, this is going to look really bad on my part, but it's going to look like I'm like getting this shot from nowhere. But the thing about the Bible is it's so in context. You're probably, what you're saying may be a whole different thing of what's actually happening because I don't know the whole story.
What's the context of owning? Do you think there's any context that you should be able to own slaves as property, like own people as property?
You don't know. I don't 100%. I can't 100% say this is exactly what he means by that because maybe you don't know what happened before that for him to say it. I don't know what happened before that.
Yeah. What would need to happen in order for God to say own someone as property and then beat the shit out of them? Like what would need to happen?
I have no idea. I don't know why.
Is there any context in which case that would be moral in your eyes?
I don't think it's moral at all. I don't think God thinks it's moral. No one thinks it's moral.
So God commanded an immoral command?
That's the thing. I don't know what the context is. I don't know what it could possibly be.
Hold on. We discussed this. Is there any context in the world that you should own someone as property? Yes or no?
I don't know if he's saying you should or if he's saying that's what they do.
I want you to answer this question. Is there any context in which case you would be able to own someone as property and that would be a moral thing? Yes or no?
I think if there is
careful,
cases,
Dave.
I'm trying to be careful here. So owning people as property, slavery in a sense is terrible. Everyone knows that. Slavery, you shouldn't mistreat people like that.
In a sense, slavery is terrible, period.
You should not be forced to be bought by someone. That is cruel. That is very cruel. But I mean, if you're saying what they did, how slavery started in the Americas, at least Africans sold their own people. So yeah, it's very immoral.
Dave, you're 100% incorrect about that.
Am I? How do we get slaves?
Are you okay?
Yeah, the Africans sold their own people.
No. Do you know what happened, Dave? In order to free themselves from slavery, black slave owners had to buy them from other people to free them from slavery. That's why they were bought.
It started because the African people sold them.
You are so incorrect.
So who'd they buy them from? Who'd they go to Africa and buy slaves from?
You are so incorrect.
Where do you get your information?
I don't know. Why are you watching Fox News? Just turn off Fox News.
I don't watch Fox
all
News.
coming from there.
I don't watch Fox News.
Oh my God.
Well, where are you getting this from? So where do you get your information from?
History books.
Oh my God.
No, you don't.
Dave,
I'm in AP US history.
that's so great, and I really hope you continue delving into those books and actually retaining the information. But really quickly, why is this relevant?
I have no idea. I don't know how we got here, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, well, I don't.
You wouldn't answer my question.
Yeah, the point of bringing up who was selling who to whom, because the thing is then during a transaction, right? There's at least two parties involved. So there was one person selling and another person buying.
Exactly.
Right. So yeah. So I don't know what bringing up like who was selling who, as if the end result was still not slavery. Don't know why that was relevant at all. But if you want to move away from this, despite the fact that you're kind of running from the fact that Yahweh absolutely condones slavery in the Bible, as well as other things, but that's I don't think we're here for that right now. So do you want to get back to you being wrong about trans people?
What was I wrong about transgender?
Everything so far.
Yeah, another definition thing for you. What's the definition of transgender?
Not 100% aware. I'm guessing it's when you change your
Nope.
gender.
Wrong again. Wrong again. How about you pull up your trusty friend, the dictionary, and
Sure.
transgender specifically. Type in transgender.
Definition, transgender, definition.
I'm guessing what it's going to be before I pull up. It's going to be that you're changing your social norms.
Nope. Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing changing. Nothing. No surgeries.
A
Nothing
transgender
changing.
person is someone whose gender identity differs from that typically associated with the sex that
Yep.
were assigned at birth.
Yep. Nothing changed.
Excellent. Right. So, because we do have to correct your misunderstandings, or at least attempt to. Because before you said that in order to be trans, you're going to have like one leads to the other with like gender dysphoria, then being trans, yada, yada, yada. Right. So, as you just read by your own trusty dusty dictionary, that the requirement for to be trans is just going to be having an incongruence within one's gender identity in relation to their biological sex, right? Going to be having an incongruence within biological sex, right? I can hear myself. I don't like that.
That's not how you sound, by the way.
I was like, oh dear, that is.
Dave, you have to scroll out of the app and scroll right back in,
Yeah.
and then we can unmute you. There you go.
Right. Okay. Excellent. So, and then the definition, not even the definition, but and it's considering we're working with a stress condition. I think we should go off of like, I don't know, the medical experts who study this condition and who have created criteria for this condition. I think we should go off of their definition, or at least incorporate what the diagnosis is going to entail when we're talking about it, right? So as you read before, gender dysphoria is just going to be that extreme level of distress over one's incongruence. And so I want to make sure that we're still tracking here, because I know you like to conflate concepts, but we recognize that the incongruence and the distress over said incongruence are two different things. Do we recognize that?
Well, my definition of it's very late. What was I'm asking
if you recognize the difference.
Oh, gender dysphoria. Yeah.
Right, between the incongruence,
Definition I
which is going
used
to
from
be
the Oxford Dictionary was that it was just the thinking of being something you're not coexisting with what you
right.
are born
Does Oxford diagnose people with gender dysphoria, or do medical experts? No. Does Oxford diagnose people with gender dysphoria, or do the medical experts?
What is that
Designated, because we should be going off of the definition and criteria
I think
of the medical expert. Not to mention, you literally read off the definition of Mayo Clinic earlier, and which we all agreed was a sufficient definition, because in that definition,
because you agree with it, or is it sufficient because it's trustworthy?
No, you're the one who cited to us Mayo Clinic. This was your source that you brought up.
I cited two.
Yeah, the dictionary is not a source; it's a resource, not a source. And I told you that the Oxford Languages Dictionary literally has it within the book itself. Tells you that it is a descriptive resource, not a prescriptive one. It's just a catalog of words that we use in the English language and how we use them typically. But I already told you that definitions are ultimately going to be subjective. So while I'm willing to play this little ridiculous game of dictionary definitions with you, you even brought up Mayo Clinic as a source, and we agreed to the definition. So I don't care about you wanting to conflate concepts when we're talking about a real life diagnosable condition that Oxford Languages does not diagnose people with. So since we know now that gender dysphoria is going to be about the distress over the incongruence and not in it of itself the incongruence, we can recognize that being transgender and having gender dysphoria are two different things, and not all transgender people are going to have gender dysphoria, diagnosed or otherwise.
Also, Dave, do you understand that there is multiple definitions for one word and they can all be true?
Yeah, there's different ways to use words, if that's what you're asking.
I'm specifically talking about like definitions. Do you understand that there can be multiple definitions, like, and they can all be true at the same time?
Yeah, I mean, some more in depth. Are you saying worded differently or completely different in a sense?
They can have almost like different meanings. Like the word run has 645 definitions.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely
But
multiple.
are you disqualifying like the definitions that you don't like? Because what you're doing
that's what
is you're
he's
picking
doing,
you're
too.
picking and choosing which definition you want to
That's what
abide
he
by.
is. That's what he's doing too.
No, Isaac is not doing that.
No, I'm not. I
going
recognize all definitions. I'm telling you how we are using the words in this conversation.
Real quick, can no one see the panel? Can everyone hear the panel? Because people are saying that there's a glitch and no one can see the panel.
Holy crap! It is 12 at night. This has been great, but I have to go.
Oh, okay, Dave. Okay. All right.
Bye, Dave.
We can hear them fine. We can hear but not see. So no one can see anybody on the panel. Past his bedtime for sure. He has school tomorrow. That's the funniest thing. Now,
Yeah, some people said they can't see me, and then some people were saying they could only see me.
oh wait, now we can see. It was Dave.
It was Dave.
Freaking Dave.
Dave was the real problem of the night.
Dave's like, am I the problem? I'm like, yes. I can't. The
Hi.
op was the issue. Hey, guess how old are you?
Just Axo. I am 18. I go by they, them. I had a thing pulled up in response to the last guy, but I found out, because you probably know about the Talmud already, how it has like the 6 genders. Apparently, in some sources, it's been updated to 8 genders, including people who have been changed through human intervention.
Yep.
And I just thought that was cool, so I came up to share.
Thank you. Yeah, that's I've heard that before. I need to do more research for sure on that one, but I appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about wasting your time.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Have an amazing day.
You too.
Or night. I don't know what it is. WXO.